Up first this evening, a call from opposition Senator Lambert Brown for the authorities to charge former Education Minister Ruel Reid or clear him of the allegations. Mr. Reid was fired in March due to allegations of corruption in the ministry and other entities under his portfolio. Prosecutors in July said Mr. Reid may have breached 4 criminal laws.
The minister is entitled to be exonerated. Tell us what's the state of that investigation. Minister walks free. It is the culture of delay that exists. The people need to know. Exonerate the minister or charge the minister. What is the situation? Delay after delay.
To a developing story now, the JCF's Criminal Records Office has been ordered closed by the Ministry of Health. Primetime News has learned that several persons working in the building have been reporting ill. Now, this has caused a logistical crisis for the JCF, which is now in search of a temporary location. Now, TVJ's Anthony Logg has been tracking this story, and he now joins us live. Anthony?
Thanks, Archie. Well, as you said, this is a developing story because we're still unclear of the true impact of the air quality issues at the Criminal Records Office. The building is located at 34 Duke Street in downtown Kingston. It also houses the Fraud Squad and the Technical Services Division. Now, here's what we know so far. For weeks now, the police and civilians working in the building have been complaining of respiratory problems. We understand that this has led to the hospitalization of some of the staff. Now, last week, Thursday, officials from Public Health and the Ministry of Health visited the offices. Now, in response to queries from our news center, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Besesa McKenzie confirmed that the closure took effect today. Additionally, we were informed that the health concerns surround indoor air quality. Again, the ministry has not been able to confirm the number of persons who've reported ill, and the ministry says the remedial action to be taken include improvement in the ventilation system, cleaning and disinfection. When we asked how long this would take, the chief medical officer responded, quote, "We are unable to confirm the length of the time this work will take to be remedied," end quote. Now, earlier today, we got a statement from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It said the services offered by the Criminal Records Office will be temporarily suspended to allow for relocation. This, it said, originated from the preliminary result of air quality testing done at the office, which have raised serious concerns about the quality of the air in the building. Now, the police high command has taken the decision to close the office for a week to remedy the situation and protect the well-being of both staff and customers. No details were provided on where the public will be able to get the service, but we will be monitoring this story and will be providing details. It's back to you.
Thank you, Anthony.
The Tuesday afternoon sitting of the Houses of Parliament was punctuated by 2 opposing protests outside Gordon House today. On the one hand, persons chanting for the protection of the cockpit country from mining. On the other, mining company Noranda calling for the protection of jobs. First, the protesters calling for an end to plans for mining in the cockpit country. TVJ's Krista Campbell reports.
The usual quiet along this cordoned-off section of Duke Street in Kingston, signaling Parliament is in session, was interrupted Tuesday afternoon by chants and other actions of protesters. Another day, another protest against plans for mining in the cockpit country, now being dubbed the Amazon rainforest of Jamaica.
This is the beginning of a revolution.
A non-partisan protest involving community and the civic groups, reggae artists and other media personalities, church groups, at least one media house and other stakeholders. They say they're forming a coalition to fight for the protection of one of the island's last remaining natural resources.
Not even the boiling sun would deter these protesters today, as they were adamant their voices would be heard. From as early as 8 o'clock this morning, they started the massive protest at Hero Circle, which ended here on Duke Street, mere meters from Gordon House.
Sometime in the afternoon, permission granted for representatives of the protesting group to present their petition to Parliament. The protesters say they've sat with the Prime Minister, who indicated his willingness to support their call, but says the parliamentary process to abandon all plans for mining in the cockpit area takes time. Further down the road from Gordon House, another protest by bauxite company Noranda, whom the coalition says has wrongfully accused them of making false declarations in some of their protests.
When the Narandas, they came and in their protest, they were saying that they gave back land. Where did they get this land from? They gave back school, and that they're not just raping the grounds, they are giving back. We don't want you to give back, we want you to avoid damaging our country. Because when they move away from those areas, nothing grows back there. We have the pictures to show of the barren lands left behind, where no yam can plant. What are you seeing there? No yam can plant. And none of these things that our country and the world depend on.
We have no problem with Noranda, other than to say to Noranda, go and find somewhere else to mine.
And opposition MP Michael Phillips agrees. He insists the government needs to meet with the people to try and address their issues. But he also stressed that mining companies need a change in their mindset if the negative impacts of mining are to be avoided.
We're seeing areas that are designated for agriculture being mined out, and at some point we have to, yes, weigh the environment and weigh the economic. What we need to do is start thinking about what after mining.
The coalition is insisting on alternatives.
You have places like Costa Rica that make $1.7 billion each year by just ecotourism. We can do that too. There are so many things down in the cockpit that we can use to make a living.
The protesters are urging all well-thinking Jamaicans to join their cause, even as they insist they will not stop until their calls are answered.
Only God knows what will happen next, but we are absolutely confident that there shall be no mining in the corporate country.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
The Firearm Licensing Authority FLA is reporting a dramatic decrease in the number of applications for licenses over the past 2 years. This coincided with a spike in revocations. CEO of the FLA, Shane Dalling, is theorizing that this resulted from more stronger vetting systems. Mr. Dalling's disclosure comes in the context of reforms at the FLA, including staff separation and revocation of several firearm licenses. Mr. Dalling says there is still strong interest for Jamaicans in applying for licenses, but the numbers have changed. Mr. Dallings gave details on the revocations and reasons.
Within 600 per month. We are seeing now between 280 to 300 applications.
And what do you think is accounted for that?
More stringent measures and checks that we have implemented in terms of detailed background checks and the scrutiny that we are carrying out now. Some persons are actually shying away from it.
Tension is high in the Red Hills Road community following the killing of 2 people 2 weeks ago near Park and 100 Lanes. The ripple effect is being felt by businesses. We have more in this report.
For years now, Red Hills Road in St. Andrew has been known island-wide for the place to get good pan chicken and pork each night.
People live from Whole Harbour, people live from Harbour, people live from Portmore and past many jerk place. And it's this jerk center them come.
But a recent flare-up of deadly violence between gangs from 100 Lane and neighbouring Park Lanes have sent the pan chicken men packing. So far, 2 persons, including a pan chicken man, have been killed in the war which started 2 weeks ago. Before the flare-up, from early evenings into late mornings, Red Hills Road in the vicinity of the Red Hills Plaza would be abuzz with activity. Pan chicken men busy serving up their latest meal. This is what the area looks like now at nights, dead, with the pan chicken men locked indoors, with motorists avoiding the area. Now the pan chicken men are growing weary of not being able to make a living.
It's 2 weeks now we don't go out the street to sell. And it's our livelihood. You understand? And we want to know when we can go back out and think of go and do with business, because we have a family to take care of. Business place on the road here suffering, because when the chicken man is not here, nobody want to come.
They know the violence is the reason the police want them off the streets, but they are willing to risk coming out to continue their livelihood.
But under the first somebody ever dead.
people are dead all about. See me? So, from it cool off, we can push out back.
So you are willing to risk it?
Yeah, because somebody have to build it.
The war affects people from both sides.
Because when me hear the gunshot, then me have running belly. All when me constipate, me have forgot toilet. Me tired of it, man.
Children in the community are always on edge.
I don't tell the baby they're afraid. Me tell you the truth, me a cooking in the kitchen and the pot cover, drop the baby, run and ball. You feel that? If they believe I joke, me I make sure run and ball. And me have to take her up and she just a tremble. Me say, Mommy, the pot cover, the pot cover. So the big one, I say, Mommy, take time when you make no noise.
Persons from the warring sides agree it's time to call a truce. Anthony Miller from Park Lane says it has to start somewhere.
Them have to know that who when I come from there, go on back at them yard. All our organize, come together, keep some community service, keep some football, netball, party can go on. So we want the place to come back. So if them not do that, where the youth them when they come from board they for go away and we and them organize a barn and grow there. Cause all our come from board barn and grow ya. So we don't know them when a barn and grow from board there. We want the man them of a barn and grow over there for we and them rotate and know say yo the community can come back. Cause the people them not like this and the people them are go shoot out who for shoot out. You see what I say?
Dwayne Smith from 100 Lane outlines some of the things that can uplift the community.
Youths not gaining any wealth, work, understand? Work. Another thing, there's no community center. You understand that the MP can come and talk to the community, things like those. You understand? Infrastructure in the community, a lot of things.
The Pan Chicken men say they will be coming up with a plan to present to the authorities with the hope that they will be allowed to continue their business. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much for watching.